Darius Lachey, a Miami Gardens track coach convicted of raping a 14-year-old student athlete, learned his fate.
Our look this Chesley Major.
Chesley Major.
Yeah.
A South Florida coach cuffed after being accused of crossing the line with teenagers. The well-respected and nationally known track coach betraying a family's trust.
For a total of 50 years in the Florida State Prison, followed by 10 years of sex offender probation.
As you just heard, Darius Lachey will now serve 50 years behind bars after being found guilty of sexual battery and even lascivious molestation charges. Prosecutors say he used his position as the founder of Miami Gardens XPRESS track and field to take advantage of girls he coached. He's been charged in several other cases as well, but those have yet to go to trial. He will now be placed on the list of sexual predators.
In February, the former youth track coach was found guilty of molesting a 14-year-old girl on his team. Court documents state Lachey had sex with the teen twice in his car and once at his apartment, where she was spending the night because of an early morning track meet the next day.
But this Miami Gardens mother says she didn't know that 2 of her daughters were alleged victims of his.
He befriended us, and that's how, he gained our trust, really.
A mother talks about a man she says she considered a friend, Darius Lachey, the head coach of Miami Gardens XPRESS track and field.
As a grown man, if you come in to check up on a child or whatever, why would you be in her bedroom?
The victim's mother spoke with reporters after he was sentenced.
He still destroyed a lot of young girls' lives and a lot of family lives, including his own. As a grown man, if you come in to check up on a child or whatever, why would you be in her bedroom?
This is home surveillance video that is being used as evidence in the case against Lachey. This mother, who didn't want us to use her name or show her face, says that's Lachey walking around her home.
A tense moment, especially to see him, going in her room.
She says this is her terrified teenage daughter locking herself in the bathroom to call her.
She was afraid to come out the bathroom.
Mom tells 7 News Lachey abused 2 of her daughters when they were both 17 and members of his track club.
My youngest daughter had made accusations stating that, he was touching her and he was molesting her.
She says once she learned about that in November of last year, she reported it to police. The home surveillance video was recorded a month later, but at the time, Lachey had no clue he was under investigation. She says this is proof the coach would stop by the house when her daughter was home alone. She also says over the course of the investigation, her older daughter, now 24, came forward alleging she was raped by Lachey 10 years ago.
He was a pillar of the community, and that she didn't believe that anyone would believe her. If you looking after people's kids, if people trust you, these kids, you're supposed to treat them as your own.
Oh boy, this case right here, this nigga right here, cat eyes, old light-skinned cat eyes ass dude, plotting on kids. Yeah, I had to address this. But from what I'm seeing and what I've gathered, the mom was complicit. She let this go on. She let this dude do whatever he wanted to do. Then when the smoke got too thick, that's when she started saying something. But the daughter had a lot to say about this situation. Somebody wrote to her, "Your mama on the news. That Coach D stuff had something to do with you?" And she responded, "Y'all know that I don't F with my mama. I was stuck home taking care of kids since 12. But to answer your questions, after my mother husband touched me at 13, she didn't report it. I understood what a bad touch was. When D tried to touch me at 18, he was trying to touch my belly. I snapped. My mom said I was overreacting. I'm just mad she's on TV like he got what he deserved. And she takes no accountability. To have 3 daughters, you didn't protect none. No one wanted to open up to you. Like that says a lot about you as a mother. You're on the news for attention like dumb. Where were you? You need a therapist talking about you got another daughter going through and running the streets. That girl ain't thinking about no court case. That girl don't even talk to you. But hey, you're still protecting them ex-husbands of yours. I wasn't the only one underage that he touched. Remember Precious gave Maurice chlamydia? She was 17, he was 30, and he touched me at 13. You took him back. Dang. Daryl was a little touchy too. Don't bring the pedophiles out, bring them all out. You wasn't busy working. You was chasing ninjas and being a rough rider. Still a deadbeat grandmama. You ain't never gave a F about family. So, whoa, this is messy, 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 messy. All kind of messy. He played up under these little girls, but it was via the mama. The mama let this go on. She let this guy get close to the kids. Because if a man was in the house, ain't no man would have let him get no key to their house so he can come in and do whatever he wanted to his little girls. Ain't no way. But a mama, you see what happened. The mother put her trust in this guy, and he betrayed her and the kids. And now everybody got to wear that scar. But the mother, I think she needs to go down. But here's another victim. She had a lot to say also.
Another accuser, once coached by Lachey, also spoke in court.
At 15 years old, I had to face trauma that no child should ever have to experience.
The woman, who was 15 while on Lachey's track team, accused the coach of grooming her.
I watched my innocence being taken from me, not by a stranger, but by someone who was supposed to guide me, protect me, and help me grow. He took a young athlete's dream and turned it into a trap.
Do you understand you're waiving your right to a trial?
51-year-old Darius Lachey became emotional in court this morning after a judge sentenced him to 50 years in prison.
No, don't cry now. Don't cry now. Now, this is what we call street beat. Street justice says, on sight, he gets a round of applause. Yeah, that's right. Yes, sir, he gets clapped up. No standing ovation, though. He gonna have a hard time in the chain gang. In prison, they gonna handle him. The judge banged that boy. Gave him 2 life sentences, because a L is 25, so he got 2. And this isn't even the end. You got more and more and more young ladies coming out. There was a young lady at the beginning of all of this, though. And he ended up marrying this woman out of high school and having 3 kids. Now, this woman, she reported after having 3 kids from this guy that her first child told her he was touching on her. Nobody believed her. Her mom didn't believe. His mom didn't believe. The community didn't believe. Everybody was at her head like, nah, not Coach D. Coach D, a stand-up guy. He a pillar of the community. The whole while, it was true. She divorced that cat because of this. But nobody listened. Now, if they listened to her, this would have never took place. Another thing is, if she was paying a little more attention, she would have knew she had a snake in her bed. So this goes all the way to the root from the beginning, because let me back it up a little bit. His ex-wife, she looks like a young girl. She looked like a young girl. Let's say this. When we was in high school, she still looked like she was in junior high. Coming out of high school and as an adult, she still looked like a young girl. So he had a fetish for young girls. So I think he was a senior messing with like a 10th grader, the woman he married. So he had a thing for young girls. That was his thing. So he never left that thing behind. After getting a divorce, going through that whole thing with his ex, he continued straight ahead doing the same thing. He actually started a track meet group for kids, for young ladies, for young men also, so he could prey on them. Because that's just what he did. This guy preyed on our youth. But now he got to face the repercussions and consequences of that. So he had a 1-year-old daughter at the time this whole thing happened. He was 45, 44, 46, something like that. He had just been married, hadn't been with that woman for not too long. She got robbed because she never knew she was laying with a snake also. So when you see him in court looking back, that's who he's looking back at, his wife. Possibly his 1-year-old daughter that is now 6. So a lot of lives were touched by this. This is a touchy situation. A lot of people were hurt. A lot of damage here. You know what I mean? It all could have been prevented if more people listened to the first young lady who came out and said what she had to say. Also, it could have been prevented if they listened to the young ladies who came forward after the fact. But the mother, a lot of this had something to do with her. The mother who's all over the news, a lot of this has to do with her being complicit, giving him the key to the house and just throwing, her kids at the feet of this guy. So she's just as guilty. She need to get some time. Running behind ninjas, like her daughter said, and chasing the D. Now, she kind of got a New York accent, so she's been down here for some time, and I think that she just got bamboozled and swindled by a snake that she couldn't really tell what it was. Her being from up north, you would have thought she would, but we got some snakes down here, boy, that you can't even tell that they snakes. So the daughter said something to the effect of she was out there rough riding. So she's from up north, out in the streets, not worried about your kids, letting the kids do anything they want, or leaving your kids in the hands and the arms of anybody. This type of stuff takes place. This will happen. This is the type stuff that happens. But a lot of people got hurt. A lot of people will have to be, go counseling, therapy about this. And there's more witnesses and there's more charges for this guy coming soon. This is not over. Fact of the matter is, as parents, we got to vet the people we let in our lives, the people we let in our children's lives better. Vet the coaches, vet the teachers. You gotta question these people. You gotta question their motives. You know what I mean? And see what they really got going on inside their head and their past before you could just let your kids be mentored by these people. And instead of being mentored, they end up being preyed upon and becoming victims. Like with this cat, Coach D, what he did to these young ladies. It's tragedy, man. And I don't wish this on anybody, no young ladies or young men. I even heard that there are some young men that he was coaching. Allegedly, he was touching them too. So this case got all kind of twists and turns. It's messy as hell, and it's not over. But for right now, he got to go sit down for 50 years. That's half a century. He's 51 years old. He ain't gonna make it. And he got the turtle suit on, so that let me know when he got arrested, they asked him, do he want to take his life? And he said yes. So from day one, he couldn't take it. It was pressure. And right there in the court, if you look at him, his eyes were big as all outdoors. I think he was just waking up, and when he woke up and realized where he was, that's when the nightmare really began. But it's going to be a long ride for him. And the nightmare is about to take some real twists and turns, because when he gets to where he's going, he ain't going to get no praise. He ain't going to get no love for the things that he's done. It's going to be pressure. It's going to be pressure on every corner, coming from every angle. And he's going to have to answer for that. So not only did he have to answer to the court system, he's going to have to answer to the street too. And that's how it goes. We protect our kids over here. We don't have a culture of graping. Anybody who does that, you get outed, you get handled, and that's just how it goes in Black America. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this crazy, twisted case. Do you think the mother should get some time for her involvement in this? Was justice served, or does he deserve even more time? Leave a comment in the comment section. I'd love to hear what you think about this. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Peace.